All right. Should we dive into it here?
Yeah.
2024 products?
Yeah, man.
It's what everyone wants.
This is some exciting stuff. You know, every year we are chomping at the bit, chewing our fingernails off, waiting for the technology to come out.
Everyone posts these blurry photos, you know, and it keeps you going. You're just like, what's behind it? What's behind it? You're waiting for like this guy or that guy to leak it. And HHA, their new sites.
We got I guess what I would consider the big five.
Prime came out with the RVX.
Matthews.
But do you even lift, bro?
This word is a little bit of a swear word around here, but Hoyt. Bowtech.
There's a lot. Well, we want to jump into PSE. Dudley shooting it.
That's notable. I think he gets kind of a bad rap. I just don't want to admit it.
Yeah,
I don't want to admit that I'm a Dudley fanboy. Easton Arrows, the new Stokerized Illuma acrylic Topo Series stabilizers. Welcome to the Range Podcast. I'm Ricky Bruley, and with me is Jake Hollywood Iverson. Join us at the Archery range, where we'll tell stories from the hunt, discuss technical bow shooting tactics and gear, and pick the brains of some of the most successful people to ever shoot a bow. Whether you're about to shoot that X for the win or send an arrow at a trophy buck, this podcast is for you. The Range Podcast is brought to you by Vapor Trail Archery, makers of the best bowstrings money can buy, originators of limb-driven arrow rest technology, and innovators of Stokerized stabilizer systems. Welcome to The Range, everybody. I'm Ricky Bruley, and I am super excited today, and for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it's that time of year that we turn into drooling little kids staring through the window of the candy shop. Bow manufacturers typically launch their latest lineups, and it's always exciting to see what new technologies will be released. We'll dive into the second thing that has me all fired up here shortly. Last and most importantly, I've got my trusty sidekick Hollywood back in the studio, so I'm really stoked about that, to provide all of you amazing listeners with some top-notch millennial wisdom. Hollywood, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. Am I the second thing that's all exciting and getting you going?
Or
am I number one?
Number one, really. That's why I saved you for last, best for last.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
yeah, no, we're doing well.
That's how this goes.
You know, busy season's done, I'd say, but you and I are never not busy, so
yeah, it doesn't stop.
It's just constant now. So
our busy season is year round.
Yeah, there's always, because once that last busy season ends, now we're prepping for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
It's always constant work. Constantly evolving, so making this thing better. So
yeah, it is nice because we get a little bit of a breather, but you know, and we don't have to constantly be just like, we can actually take a moment and have a conversation and say hey and see how things are going. But otherwise, yeah,
we get to have a podcast where it's not like every phone line is just blowing up and you know, 50 people in the pro shop that need this or that. You know, we got some breathing room right now, so it's nice.
Thank you all for joining us today. You can find the video version of this episode on our Vapor Trail YouTube channel, so make sure you head on over there and subscribe. Today, Hollywood and I are going to talk about the latest products to hit the market for the 2024 archery season.
All right. Should we dive into it here?
Yeah.
2024 products?
Yeah, man.
It's what everyone wants.
This is some exciting stuff. You know, every year we are chomping at the bit, chewing our fingernails off, waiting for the technology to come out.
Everyone posts these blurry photos, you know, and it keeps you going. You're just like, what's behind it? What's behind it? You're waiting for like this guy or that guy to leak it, and you're just waiting for something. But and one of them was for me, like HHA, their new sites. I saw a couple of those guys posting about it, and you know, it's just blurred out. It's like, what is it? You know, we got a whole new site coming. You know, I just got that Max Rise, was that midsummer, I think?
And we just got it.
Yeah, so I just got it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't just like, you know, it's a great site, but you always want the new stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, so they came out with that Cerakote edition of their sights, and that includes the wheels, so the actual yardage adjustment wheels are Cerakoted now. So you got some color options. They finally went away from their standard all black and what do you call it, like a chartreuse ring that they've always had forever. I mean, they still have that, but now you got some options to match your bows. So they have, desert sand, hickory, and moss. those are kind of the hot colors. Moss would be like your OD greens, so to speak. For those, big bow companies, almost every bow company now offers those 3 colors at least. And now you can match right up to it. So you have everything, looking clean as a whistle. So,
whistle.
well, you got to be clean, right? It's like one part of that industry where we're all turning into these pretty boy archers. So,
yep.
Got to have it all clean, all match, and all that stuff. With some fancy accessories, like, my bow's got the all fluorescent pink strings, so, got to flash a little bit. So,
right.
But yeah, that it comes in the Picatinny version and the dovetail, so you can fit, your Matthews bridge lock stuff, Hoyt's Picatinny mounts, Prime's RVX. They got the pick riser mount as well. And yeah, I mean, they'll fit your standard bows as well that don't have those 2 options. Or if you don't want a pick mount, who cares? If you don't want it, run it. I did it for the looks. It's a hype bow.
Right.
That's what we got to do. So.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm kind of due for a new sight. I didn't jump on the Tetra Max last year on the Rise, and so now with these new color options, and then I also have the Prime, the RVX 36 now,
right?
In the morel color, and so I'll be able to, hopefully I can. I'm not sure what do you think? Would it be the moss color that would probably match the Prime morel color the best?
Probably. I mean, that or. I would almost say hickory would be the next best to kind of accent it in a way. Desert sand would just be a little too light, I think.
Yeah.
But that moss would probably work pretty good with it. And then on top of that, the sight wheels, they went crazy there. that they're running up my road with that. They have 10 different color options. I'm not going to name all 10, but I believe they have the matching ones to the site as well. They have that hickory, moss, and then desert sand, and then you got your orange and green, and my favorite pink, or I don't know if they have purple, but they have pink for sure. So,
are the color options on the wheel? Is that wheel universal, or is it just for the Tetra Max Rise?
I believe it's just for the it is the Tetra Max because that uses the interchangeable sight rings. They can have different yardage tapes and all that, and that would mean the Kingpin as well. They use that same sight ring, so it's the Tetra Max and your Kingpin. You could get a sight wheel, and you could probably order it in pink. Yeah, they do have a color called Cobalt as well, so that would be. I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty icy for you Hoyt Alpha X boys that are shooting the gray. So,
what about orange? I got kind of an orange theme going on mine. There we go. All right, I might have to. The Tetra Max Rise that is HHA's like top shelf sight right now. So, price tag is it's almost a little scary. But it is competitive with some of the other companies that are out there. And, obviously they have a ton of other options, that are more economical in price. So, definitely go check those out. They make great sights all around, no matter which way you look at it. And the biggest difference between the Tetra Max and the Tetra Max Rise is that you've got that 2-pin system, right? So you've got 2 available pins. So if you need to make a quick adjustment at full draw, then you can. So that's a cool feature of that site. And for some people, the cost of that site is a small price to pay in the moment with everything that leads up to that opportunity. That's a small price to pay. So
yeah, and like you said, they're competitive. There's many other brands out there now, and we don't have to name them, but what was that? There was one site, I think they're at $600 now, I think, just for a hunting site. I mean, coming from the target side of things, this is really not a big jump for us because, I mean, your target sites are, starting $350 to $400 just for the bar, and then you're going into more with your scope housing and your lenses and everything. So,
right,
whatever.
Yeah,
let's just throw it into hunting mix. So, run it.
Yeah, and
just keep racking that bill up, man.
And I don't know. I just think it's a cool thing that they're doing with the site to add the colors. I mean, again, it's sometimes there's all this hype surrounding something, and you're really excited what's going to be the new thing, and then you get a lot of people that are like, oh, it's lame. All they do is change colors. But again, keeping up, with what people want, right? And I think it's really cool that they're doing that. And I look forward to taking advantage of that and getting myself one hopefully soon here. So
yeah, I mean, maybe I'll buy one, but I've got the what do they call that? The Recon Gray RVX. So I don't believe they have a gray sight that matches that yet. Maybe that's what they're coming out with next.
Mm-hmm.
But for sure, they do have the Cobalt wheel, which would be money. That'd be pretty sweet to throw on that thing for an accent anyway.
Yeah, I think that'll look good.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next thing. What else do we got? We got the big. Well, what I would consider the big five.
Yeah. In our eyes.
In our eyes, yeah.
In our eyes, in our opinion, the big five bows that have dropped in the last couple months, I guess.
We'll be right back. Hey everybody, Ricky Bruley here, Vapor Trail. We're really excited about some new features that we've just added to the Gen Integrate X limb driver arrow rest. Previous model that we had the micro adjust knob that stuck out, and so it made it difficult to remove these one-piece low pro quiver from Matthews. We've eliminated that knob, and now it's an Allen key that you would use to make that adjustment. We thinned up the area here where the activation cord is as well. We really squeezed it in about 1/4 of an inch. It's a little bit lower profile, so now you don't have any issues with the low profile quiver. Comes off nice and easy. And you also have, of course, the added feature of the integrated mounting system, so you can mount the arrow rest right to the rail on the riser of the bow. Additional features include new markings that differentiate your locking screws from your windage and elevation screws. All Vapor Trail arrow rests have a free-floating head, providing more forgiveness and greater downrange accuracy. No need for a bow press. Simply tie the activation cord to the limb and say goodbye to interference with cam timing caused by cable-driven arrow rests. The new and improved GI8X is available and ready to ship. Trust the originators of limb-driven technology and head over to our website at vaportrailarchery.com or stop into your local archery pro shop to get yours today.
Well, I left off with saying that, I have the RVX and the Recon Gray. Prime came out with the RVX this year. .32, 34, and 36. So 36 if you just want, a little more forgiving bow, or if you really want a transition bow between 3D hunting and even paper target if you really want. Run it. You can have that option now. Mm-hmm. So, and then they brought back the G fade. That's I almost forgot about it, and maybe that's why they did it. But it's pretty sweet. It's where they have, what do they do? Just King's XK7 and then Sitka Subalpine. So the limbs are the camo, and then it fades into the riser, and then into the riser it goes into, at least on the Subalpine, all green. So like a dark, like army green almost. And the XK7, I'm not sure what it fades to. I want to say it's a brownish, but I'd have to check.
Yeah. I looked on their website and I didn't see, they talk about the G fade, but I didn't see the color schemes that they're going to be running. So I'm glad you're able to shed some light on that.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. I think they had originally introduced it 2010 or 11 or I don't know. Maybe I could be way off.
Say
but
2010, I think.
Somewhere
around there.
And the concept was that you can still kind of have a camo bow, but the center of your riser was black. And so when you're sitting in a ground blind,
Yes.
Now I think it's more of a style thing than anything as opposed to functionality. But, because they're going to all kinds of different colors as far as morale and all that. But But yeah, it's just it's kind of a cool thing too. Just again getting into the color game,
right?
Following the trends.
We're jumping ahead. Matthews, they did that with their bows this year. They did a color shift or color fade, where actually the bottom half of the riser fades into black.
Really?
Yeah. And I kind of I'm skeptical about it. I get it. If you're a tree stand hunter, the deer's looking up, they're colorblind, so maybe having the black has something to do with their eyesight. In my eyes, I'm thinking like Prime, that was perfect when they had like the black riser for when you're in a ground blind turkey setup. Now you're invisible, so to speak. But yeah, it's earth to black, green to black, and then granite to black.
I did not know that. That's actually kind of cool, man.
Yeah,
I like that.
It looks pretty sweet. But I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that's the reasoning. It's probably deer looking upwards, and helps with not having some odd color up in the tree. I mean, even though most bows these days are not really. Your bow's not going to matter, honestly, in my eyes. I don't get too wrapped up in that. There's guys that'll call in about string colors, and you're talking just this tiny little thing up in the tree.
Yeah.
That deer should hopefully be dead by then.
Yeah, right.
Maybe a doe comes in and blows you out of the water, but you know what they say. If they blow, they go. So she's done.
Nicely done.
But back to Prime.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of the technology that they're putting into the Prime bows. That they've basically brought over from previous models the center grip technology, which is where the grip is in the exact center of the riser.
Correct.
Yep.
So you have no difference in length between top end and bottom end. You got it, boom, right there in the middle. So it helps with balance, and it really helps with tuning and keeping that knock level. And I know a lot of guys, this is the big sticking point for like limb-driven rest guys, why they go to the bottom limb, because like Matthews, their grip is closer to the bottom limb, so it's less cordage you have to use. I don't know if it helps with like activation timing or what. Haven't really played with that, but Prime, you don't need to worry about it. It's right there. So you can go top, bottom. It's not going to move or change anything. So I love it, though. I like the grip. It was a big change. If anyone is wanting to reach out and try a Prime, it's different than your Matthews grip. It's different than really any grip, especially a Hoyt grip. But I love it. I don't want to go away from it, honestly. So, and they've got the nanotech foam glue in there, but it's nanotech foam, so it keeps your hand warmer, and I can attest to that for sure. I've been on some cold sets, and I'm just like holding on to it because I'm like, it's not that warm, but because the backside of your hand is exposed. But I would imagine that's what a carbon bow would feel like anyway. So it's pretty sweet stuff, though. So then they have the Quick Tune Tech, which is their little shim system, where you can basically you can do it two different ways. I mean, everyone does it differently. They made it a little more simple. They send you a tool. You can just knock out the shim, throw a new one in. If you have to shift your cam left or right to get the right tuning for your bow, or you can just put it in a press and take the strings off and then take the axle out. And it's so nice. Like, you have PSE and Hoyt where they have the actual shims, the old plastic shims, and then they fall out. They're 10 thousandths thick, and then you're like, where the heck did that thing go? Like, you got this nice and chunky piece of aluminum, and it slides right on, and it's not like getting hung up. It's so easy to slide it on, off, and you're done. Yeah. So, it's really easy. And honestly, mine I ended up shimming, and it was so small, but the other RVXs, so like Damon and Griff, they didn't have to do anything. They had like 3 shots and they were done with our rest too. That's awesome. It made it way easier to tune, and you really don't have to do too much, especially with the way the riser that they build, it has that little S curve, and that's to offset those cams, so you don't have to do all this shimming. So that's kind of the point of that, trying to keep the tuning work at minimum. Right. And then the Core Cam Tech, that's just the same. I mean, they kind of came out with it with the inline. They just called it the inline cam deal, but I mean, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. But essentially they carried over the same cam from the RevX to the RVX.
Yep. So you still got that cable coming back to center to, again, help with cam lean, and your tuning for left and rights.
So what he's saying is that as you draw the bow back, the cam track that the control cable goes through, which is usually what creates your torque, because your control cables are going through the roller guard, and that roller guard pulls the cables off to the side, so that you have to compensate for that. So the cam track pulls the cable inside, and then that roller guard also comes inside, so it reduces that torque at full draw.
Yeah, see, I'm so happy we have each other here, because I deal with the primes all day, every day, so it's just like, yeah, I know all that, and I just skip right over it, and it's just another day for me. But
that's why I like having you too, because then, if I miss something, you usually are good on touching on it. So
yeah, I get thrown at it
Teamwork.
quite a bit. Yeah, go team.
And so what's our favorite feature of this new bow that we've been waiting so long for?
Oh man, when we found that out, oh my God, we were all jazzed. The IMS mount is here. So, and I'll mention the pick mount. The pick mount's here. Yay. Yeah. IMS mount is here. So
IMS stands for Integrated Mounting System, which is a technology patented by QAD. One of our competitors, however, we do work in conjunction with them on having the ability to use that technology. So
what he said.
We've created a really good relationship with QAD.
I was going to say with QAD, Prime, all those guys.
Which is beautiful. That's the one thing that I do like about this industry, is that we, as competitors, we have the ability to, you know what I mean, be civil and not.
Yeah, we can always, like last year, we can give each other some crap, but, we're still, we're workable.
Yeah. Unless you're First Light in Sitka.
Yeah, you're not my bro.
You're not getting along.
No. There should be a window right here. It's
for those of you that don't know, we both used to be Sitka, and Hollywood has recently switched over to First Light, which First Light makes really, really great gear. So I can't,
personal decisions,
fault them for that. But I'm speaking more in the case of, these yahoos that you see on social media and on chats and forums and stuff that are at each other's throat because of the camo they wear or what patterns.
We kill ourselves, man. You shoot a Matthews, I shoot a Prime, and now we got to fight. You shoot a PSC, you shoot a Hoyt, we got to fight. You shoot, you're hunting in First Light, and this guy's Kuiu, who wears Kuiu? But
guides wear Kuiu.
Yeah, that's, I had a buddy ask me, what's this Kuiu stuff? I'm like, well, you're going out west with a gun? Yeah. Then buy Kuiu. Like, only gun guys wear Kuiu or guides. True archers wear First Light or Sitka.
Yeah, it's a big guide thing. Yeah. That's where Kuiu really pushes that. And then, so in turn, then the guides, they get their hunters outfitted in the same gear, you know what I mean? Because a lot of hunters will, people just look to their guide for, what gear do you use? What's the best thing to have? So it's a really smart move on Kuiu's point, where it's like, because the guide's always going to say Kuiu's the best. That's what you need to use,
And to clear the air completely, if you're spending $300 to $500 on a piece of gear, like, all these companies are good stuff.
Yeah.
They have different pros and cons to each of them, as I've found out, but you can't go wrong. I mean, they're going to be fine. So we're all still archers at the end of the day, so whatever. So Prime has the IMS mount. That IMS mount is great, because we have our 8 and 8X that fit it now, and that is our integrated rest, and that thing fits so perfect, and the rest is so stupid easy to set up for any bow with the IMS anyway. Doesn't matter if it's PSE, Matthews, whatever. They all are great once you have that IMS. Like, it's just for ours, it's just one screw. I basically go right in the middle of the burger hole or just above, and then at that point there's your level.
Don't forget to set your set screw.
Yes.
Especially for you
set
Matthews
screw.
guys. For some reason, the coating on
Yeah.
Matthews bows, the rest will slide. So you got to make sure you set that set screw.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Got to get the set screw, and then obviously you still have to. I mean, your knock level isn't perfect right then and there. It's just you're pretty much set. You know, once you get down the string and all that fancy stuff, and then get your center shot. But for the most part, it works so nice for every bow.
And that's a good point. What you just pointed out is that don't set the set screw until you find out what the elevation you need to be at. So yes, to Hollywood's point, I jumped the gun on that one a little bit, but
I've been there.
Yeah,
I would know. But yeah, I mean, it just makes it easier. I mean, as far as having the IMS mount, it makes it easier for bow companies. It makes it easier for us. Fitment wise and just tuning wise, it's quick. I mean, I kind of crapped on it for a while, but just like, oh, it's gonna be a fade, but or fad, and it'll fade out. But
we all did.
Yeah, it's here and it's gonna stay. So
yeah,
get on the train. And then they have their tight spot quiver.
Yep.
Which is not a huge thing for Prime. They've had it last year. They released their exclusive tight spot Prime quiver for the RevX. Just has a special little mounting deal on the back side of the riser. So just like every other company, it brings that quiver wickedly close to the riser, just to reduce footprint again. So you don't have all this stuff hanging way outside the bow, and now you need a stabilizer that's way out here, or your offset bar or whatever. Just run it all closer. And then they have another new bow that they really didn't say much about till the end, the Ronin, and that is their what do you call it, like a mid-tier bow, mid-high tier, if that makes sense. So it's still got the mount for the quiver, so you can still use their tight spot Prime quiver. Still has the adjustable let-off modules, which is also on the RVX this year. That got me all jazzed this year when they said that too. So you have the adjustable mods. Cams are basically the exact same as an RVX, but the big difference is the riser has no IMS mount, and they also don't have the S curve on the riser. So maybe there will be tuning stuff there. I don't know. We have one here, and it shoots just fine. So it's fine. And it comes in. I think it only comes in a 34 ATA. I'm gonna double check that right now.
Yeah, and I think, and it's for the, like you said, for like the midline, like higher end or whatever. The price point is, I think, the only bow right now on the market with the features that it has that's under $1,000.
Yeah, for sure.
So the price point is really good. I think they're using a different material in the riser, but again, you're splitting hairs with that.
Right. So yes, 34 ATA. 342 IBO speed, and you can get in different draw weights as you always can. Center grip technology still. It doesn't say what material they're using to make the riser, but it is basically an RVX without the S curve and IMS for $899. So it's a pretty sweet bow. But I love my RevX, or the RVX. Sorry, I'm going to say that a lot this year.
Yeah, it's hard to
They
get.
pulled a Hoyt. No offense to Prime on that. It's just you had the Ventum, and then it was the VTM. I'm like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Matthew's been doing that forever, too, so.
Speaking of Matthews.
But do you even lift, bro? Can't believe they released that name. Come on. I'm just kidding. It's awesome, though. Their sub 4-pound bow.
Yes.
Asterisk.
Yep, that was the big goal, right? To have a bow under 4 pounds.
Yes.
And that's to be clear, that's with nothing on it.
Yeah.
So to have a bow that's under 4 pounds with all your accessories on it is unheard of.
With aluminum, too.
Yeah.
And especially these days, 5-piece sets and everything. Because they did the sub 4-pound with the helium before. But you're talking like a solo cam.
Yeah.
You got one cam, this tiny like 30-inch ATA. Like, the lift is 29.5 at 3.99. But it looks like a big bow. It's a big footprint to keep sub 4 pounds. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, and not a whole lot to say about it. I mean, the claim is lighter, faster, quieter.
Yeah.
Right. So, first goal was to get a bow that was under 4 pounds. So there was some things they had to change, some big features that they made, and I wouldn't say they're like groundbreaking technologies that's going to change the face of the industry, but they were small moves in order to create a more efficient bow that's lighter.
Yeah, for sure. Well said. But and so far, I mean, it has proved, at least in the videos I've seen. We are not a Matthews dealer. I can't test it completely, but it has been faster than most others. I was just telling Rick before we started, it was like it's 1 to 2 feet per second faster than a Hoyt. I think it was an Alpha X. So, I mean, yeah, it's faster. You're cutting hairs, but it is faster than, for sure, the Hoyt Alpha X. I saw Midwest Bow and Arrow. He did the Mach 34 against it. I think, honestly, there it might have been 2 to 4 feet faster on that one. So it was a little more. I remember seeing higher numbers or a little bit bigger difference on that. But it is faster. I haven't shot it myself. I don't know how smooth it is, but my instant assumption is if you're going to make speed, you're going to sacrifice a little bit. And that draw force curve would kind of show it, where it's going to be a little bit stiffer, I would assume, right away on the front end. Again, I'm kind of shooting from the cuff here because I haven't shot this bow, so I don't totally know. But what I've heard, at least like Jamie said, the 29.5 felt a little stiffer to him, but the 33 was still just as smooth.
Okay.
So,
so speaking of that, new cam.
Yes.
Because it was the same cam from the
V3X, I think.
Yeah, from the V3X to the Phase 4.
Yeah.
And then so now we have a new cam called the SWX cam.
Yep, Switch Weight X.
And so again, just like Hollywood said, greater speed. The claim is that it's more efficient.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't shot it yet. Of course, you know, anybody who's shooting a Matthews is going to say it's amazing and beautiful. And I, you know, again, I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody shoots what they shoot because they like it, because it feels good in their hand.
Yeah.
What's really, really cool about this bow is, you know, something that's cutting edge when it comes to, you know, actually doing something, you know, incorporating technology, is they've got, it's called Shot Sense compatible. So that's Shot Sense is a tool that can be used to see how your pin floats on the target while at full draw, and then kind of the reaction of the bow on the shot. It'll kind of give you an indication as to how the bow tips or tilts or moves on the shot.
Right. And you know where that stemmed from, right? Mantis.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing as like Mantis shooting, which a lot of target guys use. Well, I won't say a lot, but some will utilize. But of course, that Shot Sense comes with a price. So
yeah, and
I don't remember the price, so I won't say. But it's at least a few $100s. So I mean, worth it if you really want to work with your grip, but maybe practice more. and sorry, not sorry.
And to your point, right? Like it's nothing new. It's just interesting that they've made the decision to incorporate it into the riser of the bow. For the record, it's not proprietary to Matthews. You can get the Mantis system, and you can use it for any bow that you want. I mean, you could use it for a recurve if you want, I think.
I think so.
It's just a unit you attach to the bow.
I know, and a lot of people in the gun industry are starting to get into it now too, just to check for, you know, reaction times and that sort of thing. So I just recently started seeing it last year. It's popping up with the gun guys. I'm like, you guys, this has been around. Come on.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool, but.
Yeah, and I just think that, you know, again, it's I could see it being a useful tool when you're in competitive archery to really fine tune everything and make sure you have all the consistency you want. But I just don't see the.
It's kind of like shot IQ.
Yeah, I just don't see the point in regards to a hunting rig, and I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me on that, and that's okay. It's just one of those things where it's like, okay, cool idea. It's more than what most other companies are doing. But.
For sure. It's shot IQ without Joel Turner yelling in your ear. So that's what it is. So it is kind of cool, though, because you can use it at home, or, on our 24/7 range at the Vapor Trail Factory Pro Shop.
That's right. Memberships on sale now.
Yes.
24/7.
But yeah, it's a neat idea, that's for sure. And then you got, should we jump right into it?
Well, yeah. So I mean, we don't want to have too much bias. We want to talk about everything. This word is a little bit of a swear word around here, but Hoyt.
Yeah, the Hoyt Alpha X and the RX. They're keeping the RX going. So that's their carbon series. So last year they had the RX-7. Now they have a RX-8 and RX-8 Ultra. Ultra being a little faster. And the Alpha X has the 30 and the 33. Have not shot either of those. I did like the VTM Pro last year. That thing was butter. I mean, I loved the draw of it. I do actually like the grip, at least in the tuning times that I get with it. I like the grip that's on there. But I haven't hunted with a Hoyt for, 8 years now. So, I mean, it's been a while. So, and that was back with wood grips. So, but yeah, the Alpha X and the RX-8, I'm trying to think. They had, they came out with the new adjustable, what do you call those little deals? The little sticks, the stabilizer sticks, these little guys.
Oh, yeah.
So now you can have your bow tilt forward or just sit right on the cam, and then they made that little cam rubber bumper. Really, you guys are doing the most, man. It's it's a good idea, because I mean, my stupid self, I just, when I shot that doe the other weekend, just roast my cam right into the stand, or lower it down, and it's just eating mud every time. So I'm just that's my own problem. But you told me you actually, pro tip, Rick has a great pro tip for lowering your bow down without it eating dirt every time. And I'm like, boom. Why do I not do this?
Yeah, so what I do is when I get into the tree, for the first time, whatever, obviously you're kind of leaning your bow. It's either laying on the ground or you're leaning it up against the tree or whatever. And then I'll kind of make note of where the cord becomes taut once the bow is up off the ground.
Yep.
And then I'll go, okay, and then so I'll hold that piece of the cord in my hand the whole time. Then I'll shimmy it up, and then once I get my bow up, I put it on the hook, and then I take that spot and I tie a little loop in it, and I hang that loop on a hook.
Yeah.
On an accessory hook that I already have in there. So then that way the hook from my pull-up rope is off the ground, 4 feet or so.
Yeah.
So when I put my bow on it, my cord stretches a little bit, but when I put my bow on it, it never touches the ground. It just hangs there.
Yeah. So stupid of myself. I mean, I'm sure other guys will leave theirs on the ground too, but just in case, it's a nice little tip to keep that cam out of the dirt.
Yeah, and I especially like to because one of the things I hate, right? Because this happened to you. You lowering your bow down, you get your bow on the ground, and then a deer is coming, right? And so I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me where I've gotten my bow down and it's rustling through the leaves and stuff, and then all of a sudden off runs a deer.
Your nocks start getting stuck in the dirt. I don't know how many times this year I've cleaned dirt out of my nocks. I'm like, what in the world? First time, but.
And then trying to control which way it's going to tip. You're like, no, don't. So
it's like fishing.
This way, it's perfectly silent, never touches the ground, doesn't hit the leaves, none of that kind of stuff.
So Hoyt is remedying my problems. Good job. My personal problems of throwing a cam into the dirt by throwing a little rubber bumper on the outside of their cam, or on the, I guess I'll call it outside of the cam. And another big thing, I'll make sure I'm not going too out of order here. The HBX exact cam. And then, yes, you have the binary system. So No floating yokes or any crazy stuff like that.
String builders are jumping up and down for joy.
Yeah, I was just going to call out Prime for that one.
And thank you, Prime, as well. 7 pieces, good Lord.
God, and they really suck to build. But and even putting the sets together on the bow, it's not terrible. It's kind of hokey, but my Nexus always tuned really good. So, I mean, I didn't mind the tuning was not a problem. It's string builders complaining about it. It's just a pain in the butt. But it's a binary system, super quiet, less vibration, supposedly. I haven't shot this. I don't know. That's just what they're telling me and you. So everyone else.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about this with this new HBX Exact Cam 2. One of the things they're boasting is quarter-inch draw length increments, which
I saw that.
Okay, cool.
I know where you're going.
I mean, well, and we. So again, I'm not trying to we've been doing this. We've been tuning bows for a really long time, and we know ways to, do things with strings and cables and other methods for, adjusting draw lengths to the absolute perfect draw length that you can possibly get. And again, I would say 99% of the customers that come through the door don't have any issues with either going with a 27.5 or a 28. You're like, if the 28's too long, let's go down to a 27.5, and boom, they're done, out the door, ready to go.
And worst case, just a little bit more on the D-loop.
Right, D-loop, or you can adjust the the draw stop slightly on some bows, which of course is going to reduce your let off.
Right.
So I guess it's nice to have the ability where it's not going to adversely affect some other feature of the bow.
Yeah.
But
you just say you just Levi Morgan us too with the string lengths. You're like, yeah, we'll make it perfect size so you have the exact draw length you want. Everyone, go ahead, give us a call. We'll make them down to the 32nd just so you got your draw length.
Well, really all that involves is just a little twisting.
Yeah, I was going to say your
pro
dealer
shop's
can do
end or untwisting or whatever. But
just
again,
put a twist in, twist out. Well,
careful with that too, because if you are not don't try this at home if you're not a professional. Seek professional help on, manipulating any string and cable.
Yes.
Because we oftentimes run into issues where guys will take too many twists out and then they'll twist it in the opposite direction, and now that it's not going to work. So if you ever, for those of you DIYers out there, you're putting a set of bowstrings on your bow, and when you take the bow out of the press, it does some weird demonic thing where the string or cable just untwists itself straight. It's because it's been untwisted and then twisted in the opposite direction.
Yes.
And I won't get into the details as to why that happens, but just so you know.
So the other thing you're bringing up is that quarter-inch draw deal. It's easy as a screw, right? Now you're making it more user-friendly. Love that. But DIYers, and this one really hits. You should still see a dealer for that, in my opinion. And again, we're not a Hoyt dealer, so we're not trying to take money on that one. It's just, you should do it. Yeah, you can play with it, but recently, I had a couple guys bring in their bow, and they just wanted it tuned up, and I idiotically just, had the arrow in there, drop back. I'm assuming they're just talking, I'm starting from zero. Let's see how it's tuning right now through paper and how it's shooting. Drop back, and I'm like, whoa. I hit that good old, 99% let off. And luckily, I'm sitting there, trying to let it down. I'm like, oh, my God. This might be really bad. End up getting it to go down, and it's a Bowtech. And it could be any bow. But, again, it has the adjustable draw stops, and most of them have that now. It's just they made it so user-friendly and so easy to work on, which is awesome for the bow techs and the guys that are knowing what they're doing. Well, these guys wanted to all try this bow. Well, we just moved it to 28. Well, they only moved one part of it and not the other draw stop. And so they never told me this until after the fact. So I'm thinking this is just a whatever bow this guy's been shooting. It's all good. No, I almost just had that thing completely locked up on me, and that can lead to all sorts of problems.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like that. It scares me a little bit. They're making it more user friendly, but
at least it's not like the old binary Bowtechs where if they didn't move the draw stop, the cable would go past. It would like skip past the module or do something, and it would get hung up behind
the draw stop.
Yeah, and so then the bow would just be locked up, and you're like sitting there, and you're trying to. You don't know if it's going to go. You have no idea, so you need somebody to help you. You're like, help, somebody help me, somebody, and then you're trying to like get it, into a press while holding it, which is not going to do anything.
No,
if it goes,
it's wrench your arm.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
Or the bow's dead anyway. But so at least they've kind of figured that out. But yeah, that's a scary thing. Just be careful if you're doing your own work, man.
Yes. Yeah, big time. Love the idea of a 1/4 inch, but at the same time, there's so many different ways that we can go around that. And I did just notice that gets me going a little bit. That draw length adjustment is 26 1/4 to 28. I'm 5'9", roughly. I mean that's a perfect. That's a very efficient draw length module or cam number, whatever they're doing there. Module number, I think, for myself. So I do like that. But yeah, just be careful when you're working on your stuff. Go see your boys at your local shop. Bowtech. There's a lot. My God.
They have a lot of options. We'll just touch on it real quick because, again, we're kind of getting to a long point here, but, two main, flagship models. You've got the Core SR and the Core SS. Biggest difference being SS, traditionally in their line, the SS is your shorter draw bow. And then Ivashaki's got a new, the Gen 3 version of the bow, which I think is basically, isn't the Gen 3 just like one of last year's bows?
I think so, and I'm actually going to look it up since we're here because I just took an order for one of those. Go away.
Always helps us with string and cable lengths when they just carry over another bow, but they change the decals and the names and stuff.
Yeah, did they just change like an anodizing or something? Like, is it?
Maybe.
Wow,
yeah,
it looks like black.
It looks like the 28, CP28. Oh, no. Isn't it?
No offense to anyone that uses 28, but
it does. Doesn't it? Looks like a CP28.
ATA. Oh my God, it is.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's probably a CP28, everybody. What, lower poundages? Yeah. 40, 50, 60, 24 to 29 on your draw lengths. So,
but that's a good bow. I mean, that's going to be again, not to downplay it, just because because it's a previous model doesn't necessarily make it not a good bow.
Previous model, whatever. It's just I chirp on it because it's a 28 ATA, and for me, I'm used to a 34, or even most males are going to shoot a longer ATA anyway, or 30 at the lowest, and it's just like that 28 is so short.
Yeah,
it's like this little bow. It's like a gearhead, or what are those other little tiny things like? Is it the Liberty bows or something?
Yeah, Liberty 1.
Yeah.
I don't know if they make those anymore.
Tiny little things.
They have steel cables, but
yeah, they have that Core SR, which is supposed to be super smooth. I mean, Tracy Taylor, he loves his, and already has one on order. So
yeah.
But yeah, the SR 350 a couple of years ago, that thing was super smooth too. So I'm sure they just are making it even better. Again, we're going to make this one a little quicker.
The Core SR, just real quick, what's because Bowtech is traditionally known for making a faster bow. And I do believe their cam has been getting more efficient, because like you had said before, the trade-off, faster bow, harder draw cycle, but what is their IBO?
344.
344.
On a SR. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. So, and that's, I believe, the same as the RX-8 or the Alpha X for sure. But, I mean, for the most part, they're all hanging around that 344. That's what, I think the RVX was 342 or 344. But for me, when I shot that RVX, for some context without going too far, my 70-pound RVX is shooting only 10 feet per second slower than my 80-pound Nexus, which to me is very surprising. Like, I feel like if you're going 10-plus pounds in difference, there should be a little bit more of a spread there. So the RVX is definitely an efficient bow, almost 300 feet per second at my short little 28-inch draw, and that's standard, so it's not really a short. But yeah, then what do they have here? This Justice. Dude, didn't they have a Justice like way back?
Yeah, I wanted to say something about that. Little bit of a rant when companies revive old bow names.
It sucks.
Because it usually creates some issues with communication when it comes to people calling us and ordering strings and cables. Because for some of the newer people in this that don't know that Bowtech, what was technically a diamond bow, the Justice, or maybe there was a Bowtech version of the Justice before they took over diamond. But either
Justice VFT 2004.
Always creates some confusion. You know what I mean? We'll have a customer or a dealer that gets the set from 15 years ago, and they have the new version of the bow. But what caught me about this bow here is, and maybe I'm wrong here, maybe I shouldn't call it like a mid-level bow. Maybe it's more on the high end. But man, $1,100.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing the Commander limited edition is like the same thing.
And then, yes, Commander is also a previous name.
It's also a rename.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
So, but either way, I guess if you want to, save yourself a couple $100,
just
I think it's a weird decision to make a bow that's only a few $100 less. But
it looks like it's just lacking, both the Justice and Commander are lacking the IMS mounting.
Well, and again, I think it's one of those carryovers from a previous bow. So I don't know which bow that would align with.
We'll find out once we get the string lengths.
Right, exactly. One of the other things they did too is they're kind of getting on board with the inline stuff. They call it the center mass technology. So now they also have a cut in the riser of the bow, so that you can use dovetail sights, things of that nature. They've had an IMS on their bows for the last couple of years, an integrated mounting system for your arrow rest. And is there a pick rail on it too?
I don't think Bowtech does. Because I think Hoyt has that on lock. But what the funny thing is, everyone's starting to look more and more like Bowtech. You notice that? Hoyt released it started with Matthews, their title. When they released it, I was like, dude, is that a Bowtech Levi's holding? Like, just by the riser and the limbs, and then
for all intents and purposes, a Bowtech, at least in the courts, is a Matthews bow.
Hey.
I don't know if you forgot about that, but they lost the the technology battle with Matthews because for 10 years they were using technology that was patented by Matthews.
Maybe this is their IOU.
One and the same.
Because now you look at, the lift honestly did not really look like the Bowtech, but the Alpha X though from Hoyt, I'm like, y'all are like getting real close to each other right now. Like, you got the Hoyt Alpha X, and then you got this freaking Bowtech, the core. And Bowtech has had that kind of riser for, I want to say, a year or two now. And I'm like, they must be onto something. Someone's onto something, and someone's paying someone, as we've found out over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all for a price. You can use the same tech. So.
Now I feel stupid for asking if they have a pick rail option, because with that bridge or with that center mass technology, I don't really know how you would put a pick rail on the front of that riser.
Yeah.
However, they could make an adapter that would do that, but
yeah.
I guess it's just, you either just go dovetail or go home.
I mean, all right, so you're sitting at an eye doctor's office, right?
Ooh, this is going to be a good one. I'm excited.
And they go, number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2?
Yeah.
I mean, look how close.
Yeah.
That's the Alpha X.
And Hoyt's got the signature, tech. I think that back in the day they used to call it the tech riser.
Yep, they still call it the tech.
So there's that defining feature, and then the Bowtech has the Saturn dampener.
Yeah.
Or whatever that kind of.
But I'm just like, there's this split, the little split riser again. So number 1 and number 2. They're all starting to look a little like.
The other thing that Bowtech is doing this year,
the grip lock.
The grip lock.
Yep.
Now, did they have that on the bows last year?
On their target bow, at least.
Okay.
I don't think they ever had it on a hunting bow until this year.
So that grip is you can adjust that grip angle.
Yep. Love the idea.
And I guess I don't know that Tim was making a product. I know he was making grips to fit the Bowtex that had different angles.
Oh, right.
And I believe he still is, but this is fully adjustable.
Yes.
So they're so it's one grip. You can shift it. You can adjust it.
Yep. And it's as easy as turning a screw. And you won't blow up your bow. So DIYers, go right ahead. Play around.
Go ahead. Play around.
Well, we want to jump into PSE?
Yeah, so I just figured PSE didn't do anything too crazy. They just made a shorter axle-to-axle version of the Mach 34. So it's the Mach 30 that they came out with this year. It's got kind of a cool color scheme on it.
I do love that.
Yeah.
I love what the heck are they calling it? It's like the, I don't know.
I'm trying to find my page here where I have it up.
It's what winners shoot, I think. It's like a golden cam or something like that. But did you see the flipping bow they came out with in the aluminum version?
Oh, no, I did not. I thought it was just the Mach 30.
So, again, going back to Rick with the whole renaming thing, I had to go and tell our staff the day I found out that they came out with an aluminum bow. It's the Evolve 30. They've had the Evos, and I'm pretty sure they had an Evolve back when, and they for sure have an Evoke. And so now we're going to go, again, it's just the communication thing and different accents and whatnot. It's going to get, they had an Evolve 31 back in 2017 and 35. And now there's an Evolve 30 and a 33. So, the whole renaming thing, let's throw a new name on that, please. Because this is going to just get confusing for, and it's not just us, it's any string builder or any other aftermarket company that might deal with these sort of things. It's, the little names.
Bringing a name back from the past, but then putting a new two letters at the end of it.
I guess, something. They have the DS. So, but I haven't heard a whole lot about either one of them. Have you?
I mean, the 30, there's a handful of influencers that I follow that do a ton of stuff for PSE, and so I see them pushing it a lot. Of course, it's their job. But, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can see it. Again, I'm a longer axle-to-axle fan, so I probably wouldn't even entertain the idea of shooting a 30-inch bow.
No.
But, again, I'm sure it's a good shooter. It's got the EC2 cam on it, which I think is absolutely amazing cam. I would argue that it's one of the best right now as far as like efficiency because of the speed you get and the draw force curve
it is, man,
on it. Because I've been shooting that Mach 34 all year, and then I've had to tune a few phase 4s in this past season, and I was astonished at how much stiffer the draw cycle is on that bow as opposed to my Mach 34 with the EC2.
They're smooth, especially if you get the M series cam. I think they have an EM back in the day, but the M2 specifically, that thing is just butter. Yeah, you're gonna lose some speed, but if you want a smooth drawing bow, my God, that's it.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what numbers are coming out of my bow. It says Mach on it, which means it's lightning. It's so fast that the chrono can't even actually accurately read the speed. It's the arrows.
Your arrow literally melts our target. Like you can see the smoke.
All I got to do is add a fast name to your bow, man, and doesn't matter what the IPO is.
And then you put Mossy Oak bottomlands on it. Oh my God, they are the best looking bow. I'll say it. They are the best looking bow with the bottomlands camo.
I almost got the Mach 34 in bottomland, but
you wouldn't have had it still.
Probably.
I probably would have stole it.
Oh, I was gonna say, or I'd still be waiting on it.
Yeah, that's true. But the Mach 30, there it is. Neither of us have shot it. Can't expect a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I like their bows, but just not a lot. Oh. Nothing too crazy that they did other than shortening it up. But
Dudley's shooting it.
Well, that's notable.
you should probably sell your Mach 34. Dudley's shooting it.
How do you know I didn't already? I just don't want to admit it.
Yeah,
I don't want to admit that I'm a Dudley fanboy. And to be perfectly honest, I think he gets kind of a bad rap. I do like some of the stuff that he does. And I won't get too deep into some other things, but either way, PSC's making a good bow, and who knows, maybe they'll be launching something ATA or
I would assume
I don't know.
so.
I mean,
they did what the last 2 years, I want to say.
There's been a lot going on over there at PSC with Shepley stepping down and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure they're, kind of trying to something.
Revamp all?
I don't know. Just, get back on track, I guess. I don't know. Hollywood and I both shoot Easton arrows. I'm still in the Stone Ages with the injections. So I can't speak to the technology that they are marketing now because my arrows were built the old way. But now they've got a new technology in a way that they're building those arrows called the AccuCarbon.
Yep, exactly.
And I'll let you take over on the details on that.
Yeah, so they do have some new stuff coming out for 2024. I won't say too much because I don't know who all has leaked what, if it's even a leak. They send the stuff out to dealers this time of year just so we know what to order for the upcoming year, but they have changed some things, and AccuCarbon is just their big thing this year because I've said it, I don't know, almost every podcast I've been on so far. Victory is spine aligned right out of the box, and I think Easton, I'll say it, they've probably lost some market share just because when Victory straight up just labels the spine on where you can fletch your arrows up on, makes it so much easier. So Easton utilizes the AccuCarbon technology, which basically is just keeping the spine all the way throughout the shaft. Therefore, I'll say they're claiming you don't need to spine align them.
Yeah.
So,
as if there's really not a spine. There's no overlap.
Right.
In fibers, creating a thicker section of shaft that spirals down the arrow.
Right. So you can basically just throw it by the wayside.
Yeah.
Fletch it up where it is and
however you
send
want
it.
Yep.
I still check their straightnesses. I still roll them. Yes, they're extremely straight. If you pay for, which I say it's worth it, pay for the match grade, it's worth it. They're straight as all can be. And they do have some new components coming out, and that I'm excited about. Hopefully they are, how do I say it, a little bit better than what they were. I'm not going to say they were like terrible ever. It's just they've revamped them. So,
and by components, you're referring to like outserts, nocks.
Inserts, nocks, that sort of thing. Different collars and whatnot. And some of those collars I can talk about because they have been out. I think they've used them elsewhere. I think they've been out for the last year, but they basically redid the collars again, which I haven't played with them. I know Sawyer has. He had them this summer when he was practicing and whatnot. But
Sullivan.
Yeah. But
Sawyer Sullivan
with Team USA. I'll just say Team USA. I mean, he's shooting for them a lot.
That's about as good as they get, folks.
Yeah, God.
Easton Arrows, USA made. So, yeah, folks, keep an eye out for that, for some new things coming up from Easton. We did just want to talk. We have already talked about this before, but just wanted to touch on the new Stokerized Illuma acrylic Topo Series stabilizers. And they've been a big hit. We've got a lot of traction on social media and YouTube. I put a post up on LinkedIn as well on my personal page, and that went over pretty good. And, people are really excited about them. We're going to start getting them in people's hands here soon, so you'll start seeing a lot more coming from that. And just so you know, because of the success that we've seen with that line up already, we're in the process of creating a few new configurations as well. I can't get into detail with that, but we will. You keep an eye out for that here. Probably within the next month or so, we'll have another launch on a new variation of the Illuma.
The cool thing about the
stabilizer.
Illumas, not only can you like see the light coming through the other side, but you actually increase the amount of kills you get per season.
Yeah.
I literally threw those on and got 2 does right away. So, I mean, it's no brainer. Go get them. They're sick.
Yeah, I'm not
And
surprised.
Not only that, the colors match your bow. So again, this whole sleek thing and everything matching, it leads to kills. So,
and Rory alluded to this a little bit in our Halloween Big Lebowski episode. You know, one of the complaints that some people would have, I wouldn't say complaints, but a reason why they may not use an acrylic stabilizer is because they were very glossy, shiny.
Oh yeah, like the glare or something.
So people had concerns about that. And so now this completely eliminates that. So you've got a solid color on there that will match your hardware, that will also match most of the solid colors that are out on the market as far as coming from bow manufacturers.
Yeah.
We've got something
like
to match.
perfect.
And then, you know, you've got the cool design of the topographic map etched into that. It exposes the color underneath, and when you get in the right light, it glows almost like it's got a light in it. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool
We have
stuff.
them in the pro shop too, and like this morning when that sun comes in through the windows, it's pretty sweet. It's going off the floor, and it's just like that ice blue is just like glowing. I'm like, dude, that's so sweet. And then that flow red, man, that is just bright. It's so awesome. It's sweet.
All right. Well, that concludes that portion of the conversation regarding the new products for 2024. And so I did say that I was going to come back, and I wanted to talk about our partnership with Go Wild. Go Wild is a social community for outdoor enthusiasts. And again, like you said, it's very similar to like Instagram. What's unique about it is that you can go in there and you can, like, you have your own trophy room, right? So you can post all of your hero shots of, you know, deer or turkey or bears or squirrels or fish, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, based on, you know, there's a lot of parameters, but based on, you know, the size of the animal or the weight of the animal or what animal it may be, there's a point system. So you'll get X amount of points for posting that hero shot, and then you can actually increase the amount of points you get by also including the products that you used in the taking of that animal. So, and it is limited to the products that they sell. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously you can still talk about the products, but if they have items that they sell in their shop on the Go Wild app, what you can do is you actually create I think it's called a gear box for yourself. So you can go in and you can select all the gear that you use in your hunt. So like, for my profile, I've got all the Sitka gear pieces that I use. I've got my Avian X decoys. I've got my broadheads. I've got, you know, Vapor Trail products and Stokerized products are not on Go Wild yet. I think we do have the Limb Driver Pro on there.
Nice.
And I think that's through Kinsey's because they have a relationship with Kinsey's as a distributor. And I have seen the Pro V on there as well. They don't sell it, but you can actually like tag that product.
Wow.
But so what's cool about that whole experience is that if there's somebody following you or if they're going through their news feed and they see, they see your success shot, they click on it, then they can see all the products that you used, and then they can click on that product and they can purchase it right there within the app, which is really cool. Super convenient. Yeah. I mean, and also the big thing that really got me excited about it is just simply the fact that they're not throttling down your content.
Right.
It's out there for everybody on the app to see. And when you go to do your search, you can actually select things like, I just want to see black bear stuff.
Yeah.
And so your news feed will shift to just nothing but black bear. So you can select species, which is kind of neat. And then, you can post anything. It doesn't have to be like hero shots, but you have your own trophy room, which is kind of cool. It's a cool little archive for your personal use, and then also other people can go in there and look at it. And so to go back to the point system, what's unique about that is that those points, when you get to certain tiers, then they offer you discounts on, sometimes it's a specific type of product, sometimes it's just this coupon is good for 15% off anything in our store. Right. Which is really cool. They got free shipping anything $50 or more. Any warranty stuff that you have to deal with, you deal directly with them. You don't go to the manufacturer. Right. So perfect example is I ordered it's a toadfish. It's like a metal can koozie.
Oh yeah.
But it's got like a little suction cup on the bottom, so it like sticks to whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like a rough surface.
Yeah, like this is perfect.
But like on a boat, you can just stick it right on the dash of a boat or something like that, and it won't tip over.
Yeah.
If you try to pull it to the side, it won't tip over. But if you lift it straight up, it comes off.
And that was with your
table,
like reward points or whatever.
Yeah. So I used my reward points, and I got that for free.
See, they give you more rewards with the points you gain than Utah does for like hunting. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Yes,
Use
indeed
it.
they do. Yeah, I mean you can't go wrong. So, and the beauty is too is that we'll have Vapor Trail products on there soon. I'm going to be finishing up some of the inside stuff this week so that we can get our products on there. And then also the Range podcast is we've partnered up with their e-commerce storefront called Holler. And so the Range, we have our own shop page that you can go to, and these are products that that we personally use ourselves.
Yes.
And it's somewhat limited because Go Wild doesn't have every single brand that's out there. So there are some products that Hollywood and I use that we can't put in there. But if you go to that page, I'll put a link up here on the screen, and then I'll also have it in the description. But if you click that link, it'll take you to our shop, and you can purchase any of those items that we recommend directly from that shop. That helps support our podcast, which would be greatly appreciated if you did that. And then just so you know, you're not limited to those products either. You can go directly to Go Wild, and you can purchase any of the products that they have on there. And so definitely recommend checking out that social media platform. Download it, get it on your phone, try it out, play around with it for a while. It's a really cool app. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's an awesome spot to show off with no judgment.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of support. That's what it is. I mean, maybe there'll be someone that's like, wow, you shot that. You didn't let it grow. No, I'm just kidding. I've yet to see that, which, you get that even on special Facebook groups.
Mm-hmm.
People still sit there and kind of dog on you. But, yeah, it's a great spot to go.
And I've seen nothing but positive stuff. I haven't seen too much negativity on there. And again, they put an emphasis on not censoring stuff. So to a certain degree, there are some things where, some things that kind of irk me a little bit, about how sometimes people, what I would consider to be disrespect for the animal after you kill, certain things that people do, in videos and photos and things like that. But that's my personal opinion, and it doesn't, it's just, I'm going to keep it to myself, and I'm just going to move on.
What I saw that was kind of cool on there is even like some of the younger kids that maybe shouldn't be on social media, like even in my eyes, they shouldn't be on there, but they're posting on Go Wild. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like at least, this kid can be like, yo, look what I shot, and all the support for him. And there's nothing like, no stuff that he shouldn't see, that I guess that you wouldn't see in hunting community anyway, right. Blood and gore. But outside of that, it's a good spot for them too, to I think grow their love for the sport and game. So it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And it's a great group of guys that work down there. The app that is very intuitive. They're doing a lot of smart things there. And I think it's taking off in the 2 years that I've been using it. It's blown up. It's getting bigger and bigger all the time. I'm seeing a lot of big sponsors getting in there, a lot of big manufacturers getting in there and getting involved because they can see the advantages of having an offering on their store. So definitely go check that out. Again, we'll put some links here, and we'll have some links down in our descriptions on YouTube as well as on our social platforms. So with that, folks, that brings us to the end of this episode. You can find the Range podcast on Instagram and on Facebook. Make sure you head over there, give us a follow, go like some of our stuff. Head over to our Vapor Trail YouTube channel. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button and make sure that you subscribe so you can be up to date on all things archery. If you're listening, do us a favor, give us a rating and make certain that you give us 5 stars. And with that, we are going to pack up our bows and we're going to hit the range.
We're leaving.
Have a great day, everybody.
Peace.
See ya. Vapor Trail is now offering an exclusive discount to the Range Podcast listeners. Enter promo code TRP15, that's TRP15, at checkout for 15% off VTX bowstrings and Vapor Trail and Stokerized branded t-shirts, hats, and other gear.